Alright, hey guys, Jeff Queen here with you again, and here is the inverted invert. And what the inverted invert is basically turning an invert inside out. So where we have inverted flam taps, doing that, so we have flam, low tap, and then a flam on the same hand as that low tap, we're going to shift that flam to the low tap. So we're going to have this. Okay, so a little bit different. So inverted inverts. So I'll play regular inverts and then go right into those. So here's a way to break down the inverted invert. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put my left hand on my leg and my right hand on the pad here, and I'm going to play the rudiment. So you hear bop bot, bop bop bot, bop bop. So use that as a way to break down the rudiment. The other way to do it is just to go really, really, really slow. Okay, and I'm a big fan of that when it comes to sort of intricate flam rudiments like this, so you always know what hand the grace note's on. And that's really an important thing to think about with any flam rudiment. A lot of times those grace notes can creep up and you kind of lose sight of where the grace note is. So for this rudiment specifically, also for like a Dutch hutta or the duff fives or anything like that, you got to know which hand the grace note's on. So here, just going really slow. Okay, really knowing where it is. And then you can start to build it up a little bit. So you almost have that sort of intermediate upstroke at that tempo to where you kind of do an upstroke there from where you would be at resting position. Kind of like that. Okay? A cool thing that you can do once you start to build the tempo up is put this into any pattern that you know with inverts, but make them all inverted inverts. So I'm going to take an exercise called 7/8 invert and play inverted inverts there. And what you'll notice, the groupings here are 1 2 1 2 1 2 3, pretty standard 7/8 stuff. On the 3, I'm going to end up playing a Dutch hutta and go to the other hand. So that would go something like this. A little bit faster. So what you can see with that is that it's very Dutch hutta oriented. So if you have a good grasp on those, the Dutch hutta, then you're really going to be able to attack these a lot more aggressively and make a little bit more sense out of them. But remember, the bottom line, knowing what hand that grace note's on and staying relaxed. You got to use some of the back fingers there to get that motion. Right? So even just practicing that is another great way to get the basic skill for this. Really, your accent to grace is what's happening there. So that's a great way to break down the inverted invert.